Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Your Highness, Royal Highness, Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia. Excellencies, the foreign ministers and heads of delegation, the Secretary General of OIC, distinguished guests, sisters and brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wish to begin by extending my warm felicitations on the joyous and blessed occasion of Eid al-Fitr. While we are celebrating this occasion after the completion of the holy month of Ramadan, our brothers and sisters in the occupied territory of Palestine are yet again facing the atrocities and brutality of the Israeli forces while trying to perform their prayers in the holy mosque, Alaska. The aggressions are continuing, and so is the number of casualties that reached over 150 people. Nearly 1/3 are children, while the torchbearers of human rights and humanity watching it in the sideline, blaming Palestine for failing to protect themselves. Since becoming a member of the OIC in February 1974, Bangladesh has been continuing to play an active role in the activities of the organization based on Islamic values for sustainable peace, solidarity, and development. We are also an active member in the Al-Quds Committee and resolved in reaching a solution to the Palestinian cause. Today's scenario reminds me of 1947, when persecuted Jews were given shelter in Palestine, and Jewish put up a banner that read, and I quote, "Germans destroy our families and homes. Don't destroy our hopes," unquote. Sadly, once persecuted Jewish are now destroying homes, families, and hopes of unarmed Palestinians, those who provided them shelter during the difficult time. It is time for the leadership to reflect and review and come forward to establish justice. A renowned American philosophy professor of MIT, Noam Chomsky, a Jewish by birth but not Zionist, refuted the argument of Israel that in a war, casualties are normal. And he said, and I quote, "It is not war, it is a murder." I would also like to share the comment of an Israeli former Air Force captain, Yonatan Shapira. When he was asked what Israel is doing now, he replied, and I quote, "It is a war crime, a massive war crime, a crime not only against Palestinian people, but also against the Israeli people," unquote. Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, Bangladesh is saddened and expressed deep condolences to the victims while strongly condemning the repeated attacks by the Israeli occupation forces against the Palestinian people in Al-Quds and Al-Sharif and the entire occupied land of the state of Palestine, preventing worshippers from accessing the holy sites for their religious rites, and storming by the Israeli occupation forces of the Alaska mosque compound, followed by attacks on the Palestinian worshippers there. Bangladesh considers that there is no pretext that can justify killings of innocent civilians. No argument can justify the breach of international humanitarian laws and human rights